Okay, so in the previous video about Jasmy Coin, we talked about the overall positive signs that are happening in this area, and in today's video I want to talk about this specific part of the price action and show you also some positive signs in here that suggest maybe the bottom is in and we do not really have to go any more down than this one. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. Merry Christmas to every one of you. I wish you a happy new year, and hopefully in the next year you are going to make a whole lot of money. Now, if you haven't watched the previous Jasmy Coin video, here is a quick summary. In this area, I believe overall we are having a corrective movement and not an impulse, and after it's over, or maybe it's over, we're gonna get another big move on the upside, and we do have a couple of bullish signs in here. Number one, when you compare the length of this move down and this move up time wise, you realize that despite having way more than enough time, bears actually failed to pull the price all the way back down to these levels, and this suggests that probably at least at the moment, bulls do actually have the upper hand. Number two, in terms of classic TA, meaning support and resistances, this is a very important broken resistance area, and you can say, well, okay, in this move down, as far as we are concerned, we just had a retest of this very important level, and as long as we are above it, I would say we are absolutely fine, and we can definitely get a continuation of our uptrend. Also, in terms of Elliott waves, when it comes to bullish counts, there are a lot of possibilities in here, but I'm going to tell you over 90% of them suggest that our bull run in Jasmy Coin is just not over. And here is our final bullish sign in this area in H4 time frame, in MACD, in momentum specifically, we are actually having a bullish divergence. This is a low, the other one is a higher low on MACD. However, on the live chart, what do we have? This is a low, the other one is a lower low, which suggests, again, maybe the bottom is in. Now, this was what we talked about in the previous video. Let's go on some lower time frames and talk about this specific part of the price action. You see, in a lot of my analysis, I use Elliott waves, and if you are a new viewer, which I do know about 80% of you are, you should know that if you want to argue that the bottom is in, for example, somewhere around here, okay, you must be able to find off of the lowest low in this region a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. The rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of impulsive structure, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave, and for subwaves, you know it if you are a regular viewer. We must have 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different scenarios, doesn't matter. Let's say, yeah, sure. An A, B, C, D, E, a triangle into wave 4, and a W, X, Y into wave 2. Understood? Okay, let's go on the live chart and count some waves. So here's the thing. This move up off of the lowest low, about 2.8 cents, is actually quite a strong one, and I can definitely find an impulsive structure in this area in order for me to be able to say that the bottom is in. And this move down now, based on the current move on the upside, I'm gonna argue it's just a correction structure, and it's kind of like ICP's chart, which in it I told you I think we may have a WXY in form of a double zigzag. The key in Jasmy Coin in the short term, I think, is this move on the upside. Why is that? Because I would say I'm pretty much convinced that we are having in here an impulsive structure on the upside. You see, I'm thinking this might be from here, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, which on a higher degree, it might be actually into probably, I would say, a larger degree wave 3, and then we can have correction for 4, another move up into wave 5. Can I find a scenario which suggests that this thing right in here is actually a 5 wave up and it's not into, for example, a larger degree wave 3? Yes, also this scenario is possible. Nonetheless, the point that I'm trying to make is this thing right in here, there is an extremely high chance that it's not going to be an ABC or a WXY. Odds are we are dealing with an impulse, and based on that, we can have two different scenarios starting from the lowest low. Scenario number one suggests that this is a wave 1, correction for 2, and at the moment we are on our way to complete the subwaves for a huge wave 3, and then 4, and then 5, and in it basically we are going to say that the bottom is in. Scenario number 2, the bottom is not in yet on Jasmy Coin, and we are going to once more go down and visit the lows in here, and then after it we are going to get a very strong bounce back. And according to this possibility, this move up is going to be in form of, you know it if you are a regular viewer, an A, B, C zigzag structure. Now, how can we say whether this or the previous bullish scenario is going to be in play? Well, that all comes down to this low right in here. If we see in the next week or two in Jasmy Coin a move down in order to take this low, at that point we are going to say, you know what, we are probably going to continue our move down, and in it we're going to take this low, maybe go a bit more down than that, and then after it we are going to have a very strong bounce back. On the other hand, as long as we're not taking this low, we can actually remain bullish and say that the bottom is in. And because this seems to be quite a strong move on the upside, we can definitely say maybe in this stage we are completing the subwaves for a larger degree wave 3. Also, in the next couple of days, what I want to see in Jasmy Coin is actually some choppy moves on the downside and not, for example, a very strong move down. If we get something like this, that's actually going to be another important bullish sign suggesting that the bottom is in. Now, the ultimate bullish sign in Jasmy Coin, I would say for the next couple of weeks, is going to be taking this high right in here about 4.8 cents. Why is that? Well, if you want to argue that our bull run on any chart, doesn't matter what chart, is over, and for example right around here we're gonna have our highest high, then okay, from here you must be able to find a 5-8 down. Now let me ask you a very important question. If we get in the next week or two in Jasmy Coin a continuation of this move in order to take this high, at that point how are you exactly able to find a 5-8 down starting from here to all the way down here? For me at least, it is going to be pretty much impossible, and I'm not gonna say that it is like absolutely impossible. No, anything is possible, but I'm gonna say this: even if I'm able to find an impulse in here after taking this high, the shape of it is gonna be so odd that it's going to make me say, you know what, we are probably dealing with an ABC zigzag or a WXY according to my primary scenario, suggesting that our bull run in Jasmy Coin is not over yet, and we are going to continue this move up in order to take the highest side in this region for the first target around 6 cents. And I think we're not going to stop there. No, from here we can have like another 70 to even 100% move on the upside. I think that is definitely possible. So let's have our final conclusion and wrap up today's video. Personally, I am definitely convinced that we are dealing overall with some sort of a correction structure, and after it's over we're going to get a big move up. But in the short term we can have two different scenarios. Either we can say the bottom is in, and from here we're just going to get a continuation of our uptrend, or maybe we're going to have another move on the downside in order to visit the lows in here once more, and then we are going to get a very strong bounce back. Which scenario is in play? Well, we cannot say anything for sure, and there is no certainty in any market, but based on the current price action that we are having, especially because in here I can definitely identify a 5-8 on the upside, I can say we can actually argue that the bottom is in on Jasmy Coin's chart. Now, if you want to be bearish on Jasmy, then okay, you need to see a move down from here or a bit higher in order to take this low, because at that point this is not going to be an impulse and it's going to be a corrective movement, most likely in form of an ABC zigzag, suggesting our move down is going to continue for quite a bit. And as long as we're not doing that, especially if in the next couple of days we get some choppy moves on the downside, something like this, we can actually remain bullish and say the bottom is in right in here. And again, I want to be very clear, this is just a short-term analysis. Overall, in Jasmy Coin, I am still absolutely bullish, and I just do not believe that this point right in here is going to be our final top. No, I think in this cycle we are going to take this side and we're going to go quite a bit more higher than that. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Jasmy Coin's chart. Anyway, If you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.